Across large parts of the country, riverside communities have been inundated. Weeks of heavy rain left the ground saturated and rivers full. The water had nowhere else to go. In Nottinghamshire, where a major incident was declared, nothing could stop the rising rivers.
Came to the main house overnight, basically.
Erica showed us inside her home, one of several that are flooded in the village of Collingham.
Gosh, it's almost over our wellies, isn't it?
Yeah. She didn't have chance to save very much. The entire downstairs now filled with water.
Was expecting a bit, but not as high as this, and I am concerned about how high it's now going to get. And I wondered if I ought to move some more stuff upstairs, really.
So you didn't get all the furniture up in time?
Well, there's nowhere for it to go.
No.
It's only a small cottage, so the upstairs is full.
These floods are exceptional. This house hasn't flooded for 24 years. It means people who wouldn't expect their homes to fill with water have suddenly had to deal with situations like this. And here, at least, the river levels are still rising.
Down the road, you can't tell where Jack's garden ends and the river begins. The tenant he rents the house to got out before the water got in.
It's just horrendous.
How are you feeling?
Upset and angry and scared to know what we've got to find and to what we've got to do to put everything right again.
This village is one of many affected, as across the country, hundreds of homes have now flooded.
I spoke to people in the East Midlands yesterday who had been affected and talking to them about how devastating the impact of flooding is. I just want people to be reassured that the Environment Agency has got people on the ground in all the affected areas.
In Shropshire, flood defences protected parts of the village of Ironbridge from the swollen River Severn. But others couldn't keep the water out, with people doing what they could to try to stay safe. While up in York, parts of the city centre were flooded as the River Ouse burst its banks. In Oxfordshire, water ran down the high street in Chalgrove as fields across the county resembled lakes. In places like Worcester, they'll only know the full extent of the damage as the water begins to recede. As it does so, there's a warning of ice and frost with a health alert issued for England as the weather continues to make life miserable for thousands of people across the country.